Hello and welcome to Wild Logic. So I was just recording a little message. Love is the answer, so what is the question? Get creative to get down to the root of your problem. And so what this is showing is this inner strength. This strength to know who you are and to love yourself. And here we have the Seven of Wands in reverse and bringing it upright to protect what is dear to you, to end the cycles of confusion, and to accept your heart's true calling, which is just really knowing who you are. This doesn't have to be a specific, 3D, everyday type of calling where you know exactly what career you want to go into. This is more about like the kind of vibration you want to carry, and that will be within you and it will be what you give everywhere you go, right? This vibration of this horn, right? But you have to protect your territory to learn how to practice, to blow this horn, to get to that creative space. And I'm getting, is like protection can take a lot of forms. If you get creative with it, you think of it as a game. If the people that are trying to get into your space where you are shifting and creating a new cycle, just get creative. Use your strength to keep them at bay. They don't need access to you. You don't need to lie. You don't need to give them answers. Depending on who this person is, you can just get creative. Create little spaces for yourself everywhere you go. And know that you are always with you, no matter where you are. So, I actually had to restart this reading a couple times. So, if there are any false starts, don't you worry. Oh, and look at this. And we are in the energy of the Fool. So it is a new beginning. But, the new beginning can have a few new beginnings in it. So don't fuss it and start to see where are you getting in your own way with your thoughts and where are you letting others influence how you see yourself. So what we do here at Wild Logix is this is a energy shift reading. So I'm going to give you a pattern based on my experience with energy medicine, shamanic training, and academic creative training, all of these different worlds I've walked. I'm going to give you comprehensive, short little shift message here that can give you some insight on things to try. See what resonates, leave the rest behind. This is here for you to use, to tune in. And it's really great to have you here today. If this is of value to you, please hit the like button, subscribe, answer questions, ask questions, say hi. I am here for this community. I want to be of service to the human beings out there on the internet. Anyway, let's get started. So this is in the realm of the physical, the Nine of Swords, right? Being in our heads, being heartbroken because something that we thought should be a certain way isn't turning out. But the truth is when things aren't working out, it is a message. And in my experience, it has always been a gift, but it takes me time to go through this process of seeing things clearly. I'm just noticing this cactus too, at the edge of this bench in a bedroom, which is not a place you want to keep a cactus, or maybe it's on their dresser. It's just leaving spiky stuff out that can hurt us. Clear your space, clear your mind is the message I'm getting there. So coming into the mental emotional world, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is a new beginning, a message of a new way. And perhaps even this message you're getting right now is going to give you some insights. And these ways are going to they're going to feel fun. They're going to feel inspiring. So if they feel hard and unpleasant, this is not your message. That, if something is coming at you that feels like a drain, that is not what you need to do. mentally and emotionally. It should be something that you know it's going to help you grow and go into a healthier space. So it's not going to be clickbait. It's not going to be get quick rich schemes, but it's also going to be like, yeah, I can dig that. That is what I want to do. That's the direction I want to go in. And I can gamify it a little bit. If, for example, you are working on your self-love, you can schedule your phone to have a little timer so it will call you, or like set an alarm so it will come up later and it'll be like you're calling yourself, a little self-love message. So just get creative, have fun, because this is going to set you up for this new story within yourself of what you are putting your faith in. What are you bound to? Are you bound to the pain? Or are you bound to this new beginning? Because that really matters. What are you dedicating yourself to? What is the root of your problem? And I have that in quotation marks, not because mind and emotion are not incredibly real and painful. This is the whole reason to take it seriously and to change it, right? These are all very serious things, but the truth is ultimately they're in our hands, and we have to slowly create leverage. And I believe that anyone that is here right now wants to do that, wants to get on this love train, this self-love train, where it's not narcissism, where you're putting yourself above everyone else. And in fact, that is not self-love, my friends. That is, superficial competition of worth. So let's get that straight. Loving yourself is loving yourself as you are and treating yourself well, really well. And I would say not even as like a queen or a king, because that's like a weird hierarchical stuff. Like as a infinite creature of the universe that sees the worth and beauty in life, treat yourself that way. Like a goddess. But a goddess that like loves everybody and everything. And here we have some energy coming down, shining upon us from the realms. And it's the devil in reverse. So it's the end of obsession. So the material world is an important factor in our lives, but we can take it too far where we put the value of the material world above our well-being. This is what I'm talking about, right? We get obsessed about the external, and the external is important. We need it, but becoming obsessed with it creates the imbalances that we see today. And it's coming in with this Four of Cups energy because, you might feel a little discontented. Well, you are discontented with the material world, so it's good. Like, be discontented with things that aren't contenting. Like, let things that don't fill you up, don't fill up your cup. You can, like, turn your back on them. And it's, like, maybe part of this is, like, becoming more innocent to all of this, like seeing it as like, oh, it's just a bad offer, it's not a big deal. So we don't have to get in a whole mood about it, but we can still be like, no thank you, I don't want those cups, I want a warm yellow cup. And the truth is it's being provided for you, but you have to turn away from the cold cups to get the cup you want, to get that ace of cup of warm goodness. All right. So let's get some more cards and see what else is coming through. All right. To my friends out there who enjoy some poetry, you are living poetry, in case you didn't know it. You are that gorgeous creature of the universe. You are existence itself. Your worth does not have to be proven because it's inherent. And so that is meant to empower you to cozy up, to take a new way of looking at things. Dedicate yourself to something gorgeous and eternal rather than superficial. Get back to the elements of this earth And the elements are here, so we don't need to be obsessed about them. We don't have to worry about them. They're not bound in time and space. They are here. They are in the now. And once we start to enter the now, we can let go of that Nine of Swords, which is an important passage, right? We have to let go of those things so that we can see that we've been keeping that cactus on our dresser. It's time to rearrange our room. Like, get those things off the wall that are stressing you out, even if it's an award, even if it's something, it's an achievement that keeps you stressed out, keeps you from being authentic. I mean, success is sometimes more of a bind than failure. I sometimes think about, like, what if I start to create a channel here that, there's going to be expectations. That will be a kind of wild thing to deal with. And this being Wild Logic, I want to be kind to the audience, obviously, but I wouldn't want to get locked in to something that ultimately becomes formulaic and inauthentic. And I'm sure everyone thinks that and says that, but the formula is there. So this is the thing, is like, success can actually start to bind us too, or like a beautiful moment in our lives, like this, like, ideal love scenario. But maybe there was something that needed to shift, so that you might have been working too hard if you're anything like me, but you're living poetry. So give yourself the gift of the present. It's called the present for a reason. We all know that, right? The present of the present. Okay, you poet, you life form. This time of rediscovery and transition. Couldn't have picked a better card. I love this card. You are weaving your life by who you are, right? So love is the answer. What is the question? There is no question. It's just action, following your inspiration and weaving, rediscovering a new life. And that will be a transition period. Here we have the aspirant, which completely lines up with the Hierophant. I see this card and I think of the keys right here, right? So ambition, diligence, and setbacks. So this is the thing, is when we are ambitious, when we have goals that like seemingly come from love, but our ego, we have egos for a reason. They're never going to go away. Work with your mind. I want to work on some videos that talk about creative ways to do that. Make your mind your friend. Make your ego your friend. Get to know it. Understand why it's here and how it functions and how to navigate this wild world together. Your ego does not want to be a fear pain mechanism for you. It's protecting you, right? So if you learn to work with your ego and befriend it and be like, hey, it's cool, we're cool, we're gonna get through this, don't you worry, I got your back, let's try this out, right? Then this setbacks just become part of the journey. Ask your mind to take a risk with you, to try something new out, to see how it feels. It's just been fed so much information, stories, particularly through media and people that are out of balance, that will give it survival messages that it just really wants to protect you. It loves you and it thinks that that's what's necessary, but it's not. So getting back to elemental will help us get back on our path, right? So the devil took us away. It took us away from our true inner path. And this pathlessness that we were experiencing was extremely painful. We were in the dark. We were this bright light kind of stuffed into this overpopulated space of pain, of past illusions of ourselves. I'm seeing this as this is all of our old versions of ourselves and even our little awakened past self, but this is us now realizing that we don't have to carry all of our past fears anymore. We can just break free and hone our energy by having a wavelength that we follow rather than making super rigid goals. Our path is our energy, the embodiment, how we talk to ourselves and treat ourselves. And then we select outward activities based on our internal alignment. And once we get into that state, we no longer have to commit to these larger entities that ultimately can keep changing direction. That's what I'm getting here is like, say you align with a company or a country or a place, and then it shifts because these things shift. Then we all of a sudden are like, wait, where am I? Who am I? What is happening? Oh, I lost my job. Who am I? And the truth is you are still you, but you are on a new path, a path that was always inside of you. And so it's an opportunity to get realigned. Oh, cool. And here we have the weaker. Awareness and reflection. So by knowing that we don't have to embody all of our past selves, we awaken and we're reflective and we come into this now moment. And it helps us face any anxieties that come up, which they will come up because we're not going to cease to be human just because we're awakened. The world still is around us, and the ego is still a part of us. You don't destroy it, at least in my mind. I don't see that happening. I see befriending it because it helps. It's like, why destroy something that has tried to care for you your whole life, right? Just like let it, retire mostly. Be like, hey, it's cool. Like, tell me about the world, but you don't have to work so hard anymore. Like, I'm putting my ego into retirement because it's worked too hard its whole life. Okay, I'm just getting too many cards out all at once here. So, I'm going to get some cards from the animal... Let's see here. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Guidebook. But I'm going to give myself this moment of focus. So let's all take a deep breath and ask what animals from the Animal Spirit Guidebook will give us support on this journey, will help us get creative to get down to the root of the problem, in quotes, because it's not really a problem. It's a discovery. It's a moment of discovery. Love is the answer. So what is the question? Okay, cool. So here we have the dolphin. We have the hawk, which was coming out in the pile as well. So that seems very relevant. And we have the elk. And the elk is really about like structure and direction. So I can see how that's coming out to influence the pathlessness. It's also earth, very elementally grounded. We have water and with the dolphin, air with the hawk, and earth with the elk. We don't have fire here, but this is a quieter transition. Let's see what the dolphin has to say. Innately intelligent, healer, light, blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day, and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. When in balance, active healer, strong spiritual practice. When out of balance, underestimates own power. And this is what this reading has really been about, is not knowing what is truly inside of you, that you are love, you are this healer, you are filled with blessings. And this can come in so many forms. Like, it is the essence of life. I mean, dolphins are the creatures on this planet that have a similar sized brain and are incredibly intelligent. They mirror a way of living in harmony with the planet and still having the type of brain that we do. So it's a really interesting mirror to us. So to bring into balance like-minded spirits, and these spirits can be anywhere. They can be people on YouTube, which I get a lot of energy from people that are sharing information on YouTube. It can be people that you know in the world. It can even be just that spark that you can connect with, someone at the grocery store. There's just a like-mindedness that can come when you connect with someone in the right frequency. It can be pets. It can be nature. It can be music. I'm really getting a strong message of music for people. So let's take a look at what the hawk has to offer. Watchful, all-seeing, messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little details as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. And so this is really sending this message of paying attention to the little things. They will give you this path back to your truer essence. So every moment is a choice. And it's not like you can always go back. The now is always here. This is always possible. But we can bring ourselves closer and farther from this messages of divinity, from the messages around us, from being able to see clearly. We can cloud our vision or clarify our vision, right? We can pull the past back in around us to stifle us, or we can let go and have that awareness and reflection. So the hawk is really talking about a perspective shift. And when out of balance, it sees too much and is suspicious. So you really have to be in balance, because if you use this ability that I imagine many of you are aware that you have, everyone has the capacity to develop this. But the question is, do you have it turned on, and are you in balance to use it in a way that is both good for you and those around you? And this isn't about martyrdom or unhealthy relationships. It's about really seeing the patterns around and using your clarity to do what you are here to do. And other people might not understand that. But being at peace with that, not giving anything that you internally don't feel is correct to give, and not taking anything that you feel is incorrect to take. And This can, it can come from wounded place. This is why it's very important to heal ourselves, right? Is this coming from a wound, or is this coming from this higher perspective? And I think one of the ways to see which it is by tapping into, like, is this coming from fear or from love? Am I trying to control, or am I going with the flow of universal energy? And this can take time to develop. I really like to use pendulums to help me guide that, get myself out of my mind a tiny bit. Okay, so let's take a look at the elk. Stable, resilient, headstrong, the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means they provide an underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. Exactly. This is how we use the hawk properly and come into that dolphin energy. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. And you'd be surprised what people notice, even if they do something counter from them seeing you. They might be acting in fearful ways, but they see how you act, and it impacts them. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When in balance, supportive, kind, consistent. When out of balance, pretentious, high, and mighty. So this is another way to tell, right? Are you being supportive and consistent, or pretentious and high and mighty? And to bring into balance, eat and drink more consciously, right? So this is like a direct way that we are interacting with the world, is to slow down how we eat and drink, to pay attention to what we're taking in and how it affects our bodies. I definitely was someone who would eat to soothe my emotional pain and the feelings of disconnect that I would have. It didn't help. And then it made me feel worse and worse about myself, less in balance. And I had a lot of healer energy and a lot of vision, but it was hard to utilize properly because I was not grounding myself appropriately. So when we get stability, we can trust our vision and be that person that we are without having to do. We are human beings. We are not human doings. And so really this getting grounded in this world, like how we eat, how we walk in the world, is how we express our love. Love is the answer. So what is the question? There is no question, my friends. Treat your body like the temple that it is. And that temple is not about what it appears on the outside. It's what's within it. Health, integrity, wisdom, joy. Build those resources. And know, because you can see beyond the illusion, and you will be able to see your impact, that no matter what else is happening, what kind of feedback you might get that goes contrary to it, you are on the right path. You are no longer pathless. You are following that golden road to your inner gem. You're seeing beauty in the world, which is the truth of how the world is. So that is the message for today, my friends. If you enjoyed this, you appreciate this content, I'm very grateful if you hit the like button, would enjoy your subscription, come along on this ride, would comments, questions, I'm here for you. So until next time, be well.